Thank you so much, April. And thank you to all of you who have joined us here this morning. You'll notice I tilted the mic down, whereas Josh had to bend down to the mic. As I tell people sometimes, I am standing. Good morning and welcome to DeBary. It's wonderful to be here today and see so many familiar and even some new faces. I want to thank the DeLand and Greater West Volusia Chamber for once again giving us this opportunity, and to Advent Health for presenting the event. Josh, I enjoyed meeting with you and Lorenzo a couple of weeks ago and look forward to engaging more with you and your team. April, you as well. And also, thank you to Halifax Health, Duke Energy, and Brown & Brown for your sponsorship of this event. I also would like to welcome some of those in the audience who are elected officials from outside DeBary. Mayor Burnett of Port Orange, County Chair Jeff Brower, and our tax collector Will Roberts. Welcome. As we gather here reflecting on the progress we've made and the challenges we've faced, I want to reaffirm our commitment to building a brighter future for all who call this city home. As mayor, I am one of 5 city council members, 3 of whom have joined us today: Vice Mayor Phyllis Butlin, Council members William Sell, and Jim Pappalardo. We work together in a civil, organized process that provides stability and respect for our city. I commend each of them, as well as Councilmember Patricia Stevenson, who is not with us this morning, for their efforts in upholding the integrity of our city. Together, we strive to maintain DeBary as a beacon of excellence. We had a remarkable year while we celebrated our 30th anniversary with great enthusiasm, and I invite you to take one of our 30th anniversary t-shirts as you leave. We had festivities that showcased the spirit of our community. Residents were able to come out and celebrate our anniversary at a fun-filled gala, in addition to family events held in conjunction with our holiday programs. December was the actual anniversary. As you can see from this video, a good time was had by all. It was freezing, but we did have a good time. And now we are sitting on the brink of some exciting endeavors that will accommodate our growing number of residents, all while maintaining our natural assets and our close-knit community atmosphere. But before we get to that, I'd like to take a quick look back. In 1993, when our city was founded, our tax rate was 2.83 mils, and our population was about 10,400 people. Just over a decade after becoming a city, DeBary was plagued with severe stormwater and flooding issues, garnering national news for hurricane-spawned flooding. Even after significant investments in subsequent years, residents in some parts of the city still lived in dread of severe weather events when I came into office in 2019. On the growth side, our city had no clear development vision and an obsolete master plan, leading to inconsistent and uncontrollable growth, specifically in our transportation-oriented development, or TOD, by the Sunrail. In 2019, when I was seated along with our Vice Mayor and Councilmember Stevenson, we hired a new city manager, Carmen Rosamonda, and focused on prioritizing and resolving these challenges and safeguarding our community. We leveraged all opportunities, including actively pursuing financial assistance to meet our obligations, and secured things such as grants and state appropriations. We focused on balancing growth, reducing traffic impacts, and ensuring our community's core values remained intact. First, we took on a 15-year backlog of various sized stormwater projects. DeBary invested significant funding to fix a collapsing stormwater system. We successfully applied for state appropriations and grants to minimize the impacts to our residents in repairing this system. As a result, for the past 2 years, we've been able to reduce stormwater fees to every single business and resident by 16.6% each year. And most importantly, we experience almost no flooding during Hurricanes Ian and Nicole, with just one home impacted due to a hurricane-induced storm drain backup. DeBary is now the leader in stormwater management and has provided a model for other governments. Next, we set to work on revitalizing our development vision and updating our master plan. As developers look to take advantage of the hot housing market, the transportation-oriented development area was primed for inconsistent and uncontrollable apartment growth. It is important to stress here that cities cannot reduce entitled densities without incurring costly legal challenges that they are likely to lose. The only option is to create a vision and negotiate with property owners and developers to reduce their density, though there is no guarantee that this will happen. So with the TOD entitlements and zoning already in place, council and staff worked to create an amenitized vision and a strategic and master plan to manage growth based upon this vision. Using innovative land planning technologies, joint marketing agreements, and other public-private partnerships, we set in motion a plan to build a downtown from scratch, one that would reduce the high density legally allowed while creating commercial and recreational assets for all residents. We found partners to build this downtown with Mosaic Development and Falcone Group, who embraced our vision and integrated our ecotourism opportunities into their plans for a unique and distinctly DeBary downtown. And we broke ground on that this January.
After planning for more than a decade, they broke ground this morning on what will be their new downtown and Main Street.
A vision DeBary City Manager Carmen Rosamanda started working towards when he first started with the city 20 years ago.
We have a ton of ecotourism right here in downtown. That's what makes it unique, and I think that's why we can compete with other downtowns, because nobody's going to have the amenities that we're going to have here.
It took years for an agreement with property owners to sell to the developers. The 52-acre lot on the corner of 1792 and Fort Florida Road is right next to the Sunrail station and is surrounded by biking trails and state parks. The first phase, which they broke ground on today, will be about 250 townhomes and retail spaces. The second phase, which they hope to break ground on later this year, will be about 450 apartment units and even more retail space. The flick of a shovel marks the beginning of a downtown that will be built from scratch.
That is going to transform that area.
It is so much growth up there.
By working together, we were able to turn high-density, inconsistent land configurations into an asset and opportunity for DeBary and reduce the allowable density by almost 40%. The Main Street project will be a capstone to our economic development projects with over 55,000 square feet of retail and a 9,000 square foot community gathering plaza, in addition to approximately 750 residential units. We look forward to hosting community-wide events, festivals, and more in our new downtown. Today, our tax rate is only a tenth of a mil higher than it was 30 years ago, at 2.92. At this low rate, despite a population 2 times larger than it was in 1993, we are able to provide quality services to our residents, including the best public safety services, parks and recreation programs, and most importantly, investment in our infrastructure. I would be remiss in talking about safety if I didn't mention the partnerships we have with Volusia County Sheriff's Office and Orange City Fire Department. We contract with both of these organizations because they are the best at what they do. We are privileged to have Captain McKnight and Chief Long with us this morning. Thank you for coming. And the sheriff has joined us. Welcome, Sheriff Chitwood. You're featured in the next video. You will frequently hear the sheriff boast that DeBary is the safest city in Volusia.
DeBary is 3 things. Number 1, we have the best bike trails in America here in DeBary. Number 2, we are the safest city in Volusia County.
And if that isn't enough to make you want to move here, we are also proud of our A-rated school, and we are privileged to have with us this morning School Board Chair Jamie Haynes, who also is a resident of DeBary. Our ability to run government like a business has become a model for other cities, and our team is frequently asked to speak to other municipal leaders and share our experiences and business practices. As we move into our next 30 years, we are facing the same challenges that all of Florida faces. As more and more people want to call DeBary home, we are working to ensure our city remains the close-knit community that it is. We take an intentional, sustainable development approach when planning for new residents and visitors. This approach is reflected in our projects. For example, with any new development that comes in, the developer must put in trails and public green space, adding to our trail and park systems. Land that was previously private land now will be opened as public gathering spaces, parks, and trails, giving residents increased opportunity to enjoy our natural assets in a variety of ways. For biking, walking, kayaking, and other passive recreational activities, DeBary is clearly the ecotourism capital of Central Florida. In addition, DeBary is actively maintaining our wetlands. In the last year alone, DeBary purchased 3 properties totaling around 200 acres to protect these wetland ecosystems from development. Thanks to the city's leadership and proactive sustainability efforts, all 3 will retain their protected wetlands. While it's not possible to purchase every property and save it from development, the city successfully preserved these 3 areas, safeguarding our natural spaces and mitigating traffic and flooding. Of course, I have to mention one of our most important acquisitions, Alexander Island, which we purchased in February of 2023. Our efforts in preserving this beautiful riverfront property were recognized by the local chapter of the Florida Planning and Zoning Association with a Sustainability Award. We hope to open this park later this year to the public, pending an award of the Volusia County Eco Grant. We will find out April 2 if we are successful. The city is also focused on improving the safety of our roads for all road users, including bicyclists and pedestrians. In 2023, we won a state grant to create a safety plan for our TOD area. And in December, we won our first U.S. at DOT Safe Streets for All grant, which will create comprehensive safety study for Highway 1792, which bisects our city. These grants are the first step in securing further grants that will allow us to rescope 1792 in concert with FDOT, creating wider sidewalks, slower traffic, and safer bike and pedestrian lanes for the city. These efforts also cultivate a robust business environment while nurturing our community's small town charm. Our residents love our small businesses here in DeBary. From our restaurants, shops, mechanics, and more, residents take pride in supporting our local businesses. Building on this, our communications department created a new campaign in 2023 called Love Local, where each month we spotlight a DeBary business in a 2-minute video. The videos are posted on our social media and YouTube channels. Our team loves doing these. Not only does it help market our businesses to our community, but it also helps strengthen the bond between our businesses and our city. If you have a local DeBary business, reach out to our communications team here today for more information. We also do a local business newsletter that we use to communicate important information on grants, events, and more. It is actually one of our best communication pieces and has a subscription of over 2,000 in a city with about 500 businesses. Our team produced a video marketing our city called Your Customer is Here. We have had a great response to this program, and our Main Street developer is using this in their promotions as well. You can see why we have a long list of businesses waiting to move to DeBary as commercial space opens up. And we have added programs for our residents too that continue to strengthen our close-knit community ties. Our recreational programs continue to grow in popularity as we expand the offerings to our residents. From youth activities to adult kickball, our leagues attract participants from throughout Central Florida. And our cultural programs, run by Gateway Center for the Arts, right here, cover the spectrum of activities from various art disciplines, including performance and visual arts. Gateway also assists the city in keeping our mascot, Clayton, can we have a round of applause, the DeBary Dino, dressed and in style. Our residents wait anxiously each month to see what fun costume he will be dressed in, reflecting an upcoming holiday or event. Our residents' love for Clayton has created a huge social media following, one any celebrity would be jealous of. In 2021, we launched our popular Citizens Academy, which is at max capacity each year. We begin another one next month. What we have heard from our residents is that they want to be more involved with the city they love. They want to be participants and not just spectators in their city. As a result, in 2023, we began 2 citizen programs for our residents: a revived Historic Preservation Board and our new Hometown Heroes program. The Historic Board's work is well underway with exciting projects that will highlight our history throughout the decades. I can't wait to see what they produce. Our Hometown Heroes program recognizes our veteran and active duty residents annually through a banner program. You may not know, but about 11% of DeBary residents have served or are serving in the military service. Our Hometown Hero program recognizes them, and selected honorees have banners with their name and image at City Hall for the month of November. The newly seated committee will be releasing the 2024 application in the next few weeks. All of these programs and projects reflect our desire to create opportunities for our residents to gather to live, play, and socialize together. We are continuously improving our recreation programs and services, cultural arts, community, business events, and other social opportunities. And none of this would be possible without our dedicated staff. Many of our department heads are here today, and I would like them to stand as I read their names. First and foremost, our city manager, Carmen Rosamanda. Stephen Bapp, Growth Management. Liz Bauer and Wesley Grissom from Finance. Wendy Cullen, Human Resources. Eric Frankton can stand up there. He is IT. Annette Hatch, City Clerk. Amy Long, Public Works. Jason Scheitz, Parks and Rec. Sherry Simmons, longest title ever, Economic Development, Communications, and Government Affairs. And Richard Villasenor, our city engineer. Thank you all for everything you do for our city. I am enthusiastic about the future of DeBary, and I'm confident that with continued collaboration and engagement, including working with this chamber, we are poised for unprecedented success. I hope you are as excited as I am about the vision of the future for DeBary. Our team will continue creating opportunities, leveraging our partnerships, and engaging our citizenry. I'm confident that as we enter this, our 4th decade, that we are on the cusp of the decade of DeBary. As I close here today, I would like to share my hope for DeBary and ask that you join us in creating our vision. As we look to the future, let us do so with optimism and determination. Let us embrace the opportunities that lie ahead and face the challenges with courage and resolve. Together, we can ensure that DeBary remains a city that truly lives up to its promise of being a beacon of hope and opportunity for all. May our streets, homes, and parks continue to be filled with laughter, joy, and dreams, and may we continue to be blessed with the warmth of community for generations. Thank you for your unwavering commitment to our city, and may we continue to work together to build a brighter tomorrow. DeBary remains naturally more than you imagine. Thank you so much.